Hey there, welcome to the Lumiere channel. Welcome to your March 8 and 9 daily guidance. I'm trying to see. I think the ladies want to speak really. I thought maybe the animal spirit oracle wanted to speak, but I guess, excuse me, they didn't. They've been quiet. Please, daily guidance for those watching this for the 8th and 9th of March. Please. The guidance. Blah. Oh, whoa. This guy wants to come out. Who dat? 21? Girl, please. Oh, god damn it. Oestre, I think. Oestre, new beginnings. Oh, you know what's funny about that? And, death and magic. That's hilarious. New beginnings and death and magic Morrigan, both in the reverse, in the alignment positions. Let's talk about it. Let's look at Morrigan. She cute, looking like Chibiusa. Very few people will know what I mean. And here's Oestre, also with a moon on her forehead. Interesting. This one fell off the table. Yeah, and I believe she actually fell off like that. So I feel like this new beginning is, again, kind of waiting at the door. It's on its way, or something. But let's go ahead and hang out with these ladies and see what they have to say. Morrigan is 37, so let's start with her. Death. Morrigan gets me hyped though. She gets me right. Magic is everywhere and in all aspects of life, including death, dying, decay, and what is dark and hidden deep within our very natures. Yet in our modern cultures, we spend so much time in denial, concocting ways to avoid death. Yep. Refusing to allow nature to be true. We've lost so much wisdom as a result. Oh, wow. You're being invited to address the areas in your life that no longer serve. We talked about this yesterday. And that need to die. Without a promise of what will take its place. You know what's funny about that? We do have a promise of what will take its place. Morrigan is asking. She's like, look, I just need you to understand that you gotta let something die. It's gotta go. Them dreams have to fucking go. And then she's like, no, Oestre girl, don't show up yet. Don't show up yet. They just need to accept death in death in death in death. Meanwhile, Oestre is like, no. Y'all. New beginnings, though. New beginnings. Okay? So that's really, really nice. What a beautiful message. The ladies are on it. I lost my place. You're being invited to address the areas in your life that no longer serve and that need to die without a promise of what will take its place. Do you need to walk away from someone, a way of behaving or thinking like the caterpillar who has no idea how to be a butterfly? You must surrender to the process of metamorphosis. You must make room for the miracle while at the same time not demanding certainty. The magical death goddess Morrigan offers you the alignment task of self-inquiry. What death are you resisting now? What darkness do you need to bring to awareness? How has fear ruled your choices? How could you be if you had the courage to look at life on life's terms? Your magic is so much stronger than you think. You can do this. Your dreams depend on it. Morrigan will be with you every step of the way. What I also see here is perhaps we are in that between state where things are dead but not yet born. Things are being born but not yet dead. That sort of in between space where things are all happening at the same time and coming in together. Because life, yes, sometimes life does happen in such a way that if this, then that. In that you quit your job and the next day or the next week you get a new job. Sometimes it happens like that. Sometimes it happens where you quit your job and a year later or 6 months later a new one that's better comes along, right? Sometimes it so happens that while you're in the job you get a new offer and then you get to choose that. That's what I mean. Or you can refer that as a lover. Sometimes as soon as you let go of this faux lover, this lover that's over with, a new one comes in the next day, the next week, and that's their partner for life. Other times you're still with said person and someone new sort of comes around and you're like, ooh, whoops. Other times you're in this sort of death thing and what was the other example? And this comes later. Either way, there's something in this energy where the alignment is this guidance today is putting us in alignment. Putting us in alignment with allowing death and magic to occur and a new beginning. I feel like this is not two sides of the same. It's very funny because we always say death is also a new beginning. It paves way for certain things. Death is transformation. Death is metamorphosis. Things morphing from one state to the other, because between death and this new beginning is that magic, that alchemy, that not even rebirth, but that rebirth in the form of recycling, where one thing used to be a coat hanger and now it's a fucking, I don't know, what are those 5-minute hacks channels do? Like, all of a sudden the coat hanger is a freaking, I don't know, girl. You know what I mean. Okay? Yeah, that magic there. I like that. Come through. Let's look at what Oestre says. We'll be bears. Look to the potential hidden in promising connections and opportunities. The difficulty arises when you think you already know how something will go. Boom. You might do something prematurely or miss an amazing experience that's right in front of you because you're looking in another direction. The real lesson is not in whether something works out now, but in how you manage your curiosity so you can experience something new. Life is for learning, and right now, your alignment task is to be with what is, which is perfect as it is. Look at the lessons in your life and how they are repeating. Oh, God. You will find that when you come to understand them, you'll know why your current situation happened. Everything has a purpose for life. Even disappointments can turn into miracles. Trust that the goddess of dawn, Oestre, will bring light and hope in your heart for good cause. Even if it's different from what you expect, it's always beautiful. I don't see an alignment task with this one. She typically has like an alignment task. You might do something prematurely or miss an amazing experience that's right in front of you. The real lesson is not in whether something works out, but in how you manage your curiosity so you can experience something new. Okay, hold on. Okay, so while Morrigan talks about the death and dying and not knowing how things will go, not having to be reassured about how things will go, about what will happen after things die, about what will happen next, and just giving yourself to the death process, giving yourself to the darkness, giving yourself to the unknown. OSJ talks about looking to the potential and not also planning how things may go. Opening yourself up to, they're very beautifully paired, opening yourself up to what could happen next, knowing that everything has a cycle, knowing that everything moves in the way that it moves, and no matter, try as you might to suss things out, things may move differently from what you expected. Essentially, I feel like this is about letting expectations go and letting things happen in the way that they need to happen. So, allowing yourself to experience, allowing yourself to experience what you need to experience. She does have an alignment task. Her alignment task is even disappointments can turn into miracles. Where was it? I just saw it. I literally just saw it. In any case, I like how OS just says the real lesson is not in whether something works out, but in how you manage your curiosity so you can experience something new, which to me talks about expectations and letting things, not letting things be as if you don't plan, but it's letting things be in the sense that know that your plans are not the end all be all. We plan, God laughs. And sometimes our plans aren't in our best interest or in the interest of the greater good, right? Because life is for learning, and there it is. And right now, your alignment task is to be with what is, which is perfect as it is. Look at the lessons in your life and how they are repeating. And with Morgan here, it's almost like allowing them to die, bidding them farewell. You'll find that when you come to understand them, you'll know why your current situation happened. Everything has a purpose for new life. Even disappointments can turn into miracles. Trust that the goddess of dawn, OSJ, will bring light and hope in your heart for good cause. Even if it's different from what you expect, it's always beautiful. With Morgan, again, in her alignment message, she deals with magic. She leads with magic, rather. The magic is everywhere, and even in the death and dying process. This is kind of a bit of a bittersweet message in some ways, in that it with Morgan saying in our modern culture we spend so much time in denial of death. It also happens in our dreams, right? You work so hard for something and now you have to let it go because it's done now. You've been in this job for XYZ years and now you have to move on. You've given a lot of your years to this career and now you have to let it go and do something different. You've been a mother for so long, you've been a father for so long, and now you have to watch your child leave and make choices on their own and lead their own life. You've been good friends with somebody, but now they, are something, or you're needing to let a friend go. A friend being a human friend, or even a friend being a furry friend, or a friend being cigarettes or the bottle. That's a friend who's been with you for XYZ amount of time in your life, and you gotta maybe say goodbye to that friend. And we spend so much time, even in romantic relationships, obviously, we spend so much time trying to paint layers and layers and layers and layers and layers and layers and layers of paint over a wall that just needs to be completely shaved. Because there's just so many layers of paint that no new layer of paint is really sticking in the way it should, just to make something pretty when it's not really working out much underneath. So she talks about being invited to address the areas in our life that no longer serve us and that need to die without a promise of what will take its place. This is radical faith. It's radical, even if it's not faith. It's really giving in to what is, as Westre says, giving into what things are. And sometimes that could be you. I mean, this is me, but you could probably even send like a farewell message or something. I don't know. You know, you can close it in the way that you need to close it, knowing full well that you're closing it, I guess. But even in that, don't have that expectation in a way. It's kind of weird because this is basically saying trust in the mystery of life and go with the flow of letting something go if you need to let it go, and let something be what it needs to be as it births its way into your world. Do you need to walk away from someone, a way of being or thinking? Like the caterpillar who has no idea how to be a butterfly, you must surrender to the process of metamorphosis. You must make room for the miracle while at the same time not demanding certainty. The magical death goddess Morrigan offers you the alignment task of self-inquiry. What death are you resisting now? This is tough. What darkness do you need to bring to awareness? How has fear ruled your choices? Who could you be if you had the courage to look at life on life's terms? Your magic is so much stronger than you think. You can do this. Your dreams depend on it. Morrigan will be with you every step of the way. So what I wanted to do was to pull some extra cards. As if this wasn't long enough. Okay. Guidance in this vein for love and romance. Making a choice. Not making a choice is making a choice. Not doing a thing is doing a thing. Which door will you go through? It's so funny because do you see the color scheme? This looks like Morrigan's world, and this looks like Westre's world. And they're both in reverse. So when it comes to love, making that sort of, is that the middle? 14, 15, 16, no it's not. There's 20 and everything. Making a choice, choosing to choose. Choosing not to choose is still making a choice. Let me actually read that because I feel like I need to. Okay. This is not a time to abdicate responsibility for your life, right? Letting others choose for you doesn't make things easier. Don't compromise because you're afraid of facing the consequences of your choices. Even if you've opted for a difficult path, you can always make another choice in the future. There is great power in reclaiming your ability to choose. No one can take that away from you. Don't give your power away. If you're willing to be rigorously honest with yourself about your motives behind your choices, you may see the need to change things. You can change course and choose another route. Just be willing to clean up what you've left behind. So I like that in this also talks about in Colette's other deck, the similar card to this one, the sister card, talks about don't abdicate your choices and don't let like other things choose for you, not even this oracle. So it's one of those things where like you have a choice into which route you want to go to. Are you going to go into the death route, or are you going to go into the new beginning route? But then again, it may be that you may be emerging from these two doors and coming into the new that they lead you to. So make a choice, and I like that it says that, you know, you can always choose differently in the future. So no choice is entirely, you know, hard won, I suppose. All right. In interpersonal relationships and non-love relationships. So, okay, let's say family relationships. The guidance here is go slow. Go very, very slow. Be very, very meticulous about how you go about doing what you're going to do. Take it step by step. Step by step. Step, check. Step, check. Step, check. Step, check. If you need to stop for a second, go ahead and give yourself the grace to stop for a second and gather your bearings before moving forward. As this relates to, so basically I like that, because that kind of tells you, you know, use this energy and give into it when you need to. Don't go forward thinking, oh, I have to end this right away. No, do the one step and then see. Does life still think it's taking you here? Do the one step and then see, because you never know. It could be going more so like that than like that in one explicit direction. When it comes to friendships, clean it up. This reminds me of the romantic one. Clean it up. Clean up what isn't yours. Clean up your space even. Maybe give people back their stuff. You know, their stuff as in their physical stuff and their emotional stuff that they gave you. We care about our people in our life, but we don't have to take on what they entirely take on. You know, but at the same time, clean up your side of the street as well. Don't put on people what you think they think. Actually see where they're coming from, because your perception may be wrong. Maybe clean up the patterns that you have with friendships, and make some room for better patterns and maybe even better friendships. What else is there? Ooh. Career. Job details. Don't try to be so perfect. Don't try to be so perfect. Obviously, if your job has you be so perfect, I suppose, on yourself, just try to look at the broad details, see where you're trying to go broadly, and look at the bigger picture when it comes to what you need to, what you may be dying to, and what may be potentially trying to align itself with you in your world. Look at the broad details and see where your path is actually taking you and where you want to go broadly, right? So the essence of things is what I would say. As this energy relates to entrepreneurship, ride that wave. Go for it. Ride that wave. Go for it. Ride the wave of life and see how you feel about what magic may be coming through from dying to a part of yourself that may be scared or timid, or is just no longer who you need to be in order to survive in a Pisces season-y, creative, magical energy of your new beginning. Go with the flow as well. This is go with the flow card. Go with the flow of where your entrepreneurship can take you. Ride that passionate wave that you're having, right? What else is important? Spirituality. A spiritual journey. funny. That's funny. This message is this message. It's basically saying, look broadly about, like, don't try to be so perfect. This is definitely the don't try to be so perfect. The other was sort of look broadly, look at a bird's eye view. This is don't be so perfect, and don't try to look at the details of what it is that you want, how you want it, when you want it, why you, like, those specific things, because what you want is your prayers have been answered, right? Your prayers have been heard, and what's yours will find, what is coming. What's yours will come to you. You may need to die to your self-will that says, I want this the way I want it, how I want it, in terms of your spiritual life, and how you maybe use your spirituality, or your spiritual gifts, or just how your spiritual journey is, saying, oh, okay, you know, this is what I want, exactly like this person, I want them to be this way, in terms of like changing someone else, as opposed to stepping into the broader essence of what it is that you want, and leaving the details to the best hands, which is spirit, right? So I feel like this is you will get what's yours, and what you need, as opposed to what you hold on to and say you want. What else is important? I kind of want to do love again. Love part 2. Sad embrace. Suffering over your own suffering. So this is crazy. So this is I see this twofold, where sometimes we may be holding out for something, and it's really a layered message. Sometimes we're holding out for something, but what we're really robbing ourselves of is the experience that we're wanting, because we're holding on to something, someone, and kind of doing it to ourselves. There reaches a point where that person is no longer doing it to us. They're no longer making, they're no longer doing it to us. We're sort of doing it to ourselves, because we continuously put ourselves in this sort of position. There comes a point where it's no longer that person. It's now something where it's like, where is your personal responsibility in this situation, that it continues to perpetuate itself. So I'm going to read this and then we'll close off, okay? Are you suffering over your own suffering? Do you feel that life is treating you unfairly and that you've been robbed or deprived of what you're entitled to? Do you long for a love that eludes you, or the success that has been bestowed upon others? Righteous anger and a sense of entitlement lead to a trap of ego. Your suffering and loss will pass if you let them. If you hold on to your perception of unfairness, then you'll find yourself in its tight grip, unable to breathe freely. The only solution is to drop your victim stance and embrace the sadness, so that it may dissipate naturally in time. Trials and tribulations build character, which is its own gift. Find something to be grateful for. Take responsibility for your part in all matters. However painful it may be to sit with your sadness, remember that you are loved and will not be left adrift forever. Have faith, for this too shall pass. You are not a victim, only a traveler on a hero's journey. It's okay to be disappointed for now, but know that someday you'll look back and see great value in this experience. So I hope this helped you in some sort of way. I wish you everything. Keep your light on, and good luck, honey.